Steve O'Donnell. How did the release of the film Battlefield Earth play in the church when you were in? Did you know about it and were you encouraged to see it? Also, when it bombed critically and commercially, how did the church spin the production's failure? Okay, so when Battlefield Earth came out, every Sea Org member, every person who was in the Sea Organization in Los Angeles was given money and time off all weekend long during opening weekend to go see that movie over and over and over again. And I mean all of us. I saw Battlefield Earth that weekend 5 times, 5 or 6 times in the theater, right? We were trying to obviously push the sales. We were trying to make it a hit movie. Failed utterly to do so, obviously. It bombed, and it bombed hard. In fact, I think mostly the people who ended up seeing it and spending money on it were us, because it certainly wasn't the rest of the paying movie public. Man, that movie was awful. Oh, and I hated it when I was in. I hated it when I went and saw it, and I was reluctant to overtly say how bad it was. I just sort of, we all just kind of looked at each other and sort of, oof, And I being a more honest, chap, I actually went and saw Battlefield Earth that many times. I didn't skip out and buy a ticket to it and then go see another movie. I really wish I had. But I kept actually being in fear that I would get caught, doing something like that. So I didn't do it. But we didn't have to pay for it. The church gave us the money. And it was, I saw Sea Org members from every part of Scientology there in Burbank and Hollywood that weekend watching it. Now, after the movie bombed, which it definitely deserved, there was a lot of, before the movie came out, we had all kinds of buildup to it. This was John Travolta's baby. It was going to be amazing. It was going to be incredible. And it was going to be this major Hollywood production. There was going to be all this money in it and special effects and oh my God. And it was going to be in 2 parts, The first movie was just going to be the first part. Then there was going to be, a sequel. And we thought this was going to be the bomb diggity, right? So then after it bombed, after it really crashed hard and nobody liked it, I was personally upset because they had made such changes to the source materials, and we were told that it was going to be exactly as Hubbard wrote it. They just took the book and made it the screenplay, right? Well, yeah, no, they didn't. And it actually has potential as a story, I think. It's not a great book. I used to think it was a really great book. And on reflection, I really don't think it's a great book, but I think that it's a better book than what that movie was, and it has potential, and you could modify it and change it to make it even better. They seemed, for whatever reason, the director and the screenwriters changed it to make it 20 times worse. I mean, it was awful. So apparently, what I'm told is that David Miscavige was seeing the dailies and was seeing, as the movie was being made, he was all over, watching and controlling what was happening with the movie to whatever degree he could. And he thought it was great. He thought it was going to be wonderful. He was like, oh my God, this is going to be the best thing ever. And then after it came out and bombed, it was like, oh, that director was such an SP, was such a suppressive person, right? And those guys just ruined Hubbard's work, and he was really pissed at John Travolta. Maybe rightfully so, because John Travolta was a producer on that thing, if I remember right, and it was just a travesty. I think it's gotten, every, golden raspberry award you can get. The director's kind of, at this point now, he's sort of proud of how bad it was. He just laughs about it. But I think Miscavige pretty much scapegoated the director and Travolta and kind of threw them under the bus. And I don't think he's ever really liked John Travolta ever since then. So that's, and we didn't talk about it. In terms of church spin, there was none. It just got brushed under the rug and nobody talked about it ever again. And that's kind of Battlefield Earth.